was an authority of its own right. So Tommy Lapid, who is now paid by the taxpayers, made a very nasty comment about he said that the settlers are Nazis, and then he quickly caught himself and he said that they remind him of the Gentile children in his childhood who would taunt him with anti-Semitic insults and would throw stones at him. Now this came in after he got informed about a woman, a settler, quote-unquote woman, who allegedly hissed whore at her neighbor. She said that horrible word about her Arab neighbor, and also her children threw stones at the house of the neighbor. Can you imagine the evil of these racist, fanatic, right-wing settlers? They throw stones on the houses of the Arabs, and she hissed whore. How evil. This justifies calling Nazi, right? This is very much different than that moron from the Aguda who called the other moron from, I think, the Labour Party Nazi, right? Then there was an upheaval and everybody condemned it, and he said that it justifies violence, and if he would have been there, he would have punched him on the nose, yada yada yada. Tommy Lapid makes the same comment, no reaction. Now Tommy Lapid then later denied the Nazi comment. He said that he didn't say that they were Nazis, and of course the mainstream media played along with him, and they said he didn't really say that word. They cut it out of the quote, and they only quoted what he said as a follow-up or as a correction of what he said. But this is also a typical left-wing lie and a deception, because there is no comparison even between an innocent Arab, an Arab who is himself innocent, but we know that the Arab community, in general, the general Arab community does not condemn the worst, even the worst acts of terror. They do not condemn an Arab woman boarding an Israeli bus filled with little children and blowing herself up. There is no condemnation and no opposition whatsoever to this most vile and disgusting kind of horror and terrorism. Okay? Yet Tommy Lapid compares not the Arabs to the little children, or chas v'shalom, not to the Nazis of course, but to the little children who taunted him in his childhood. But of one, okay, which is an exception among settlers, even among the evil right-wing settlers, this is an exception. Okay? So he compares, because of one instance of a woman saying whore and her children throwing stones at a house, mind you, not at her neighbor or the neighbor's children, not blowing up a bus, he's saying whore. So this, in the eyes of Mr. Lapid, justifies calling them Nazis. This is the same Tommy Lapid who had called the Haredim Nazis on numerous occasions. And I think that with this you get the picture. Of course, not the broken Israeli education system is to blame. Not the ignorance of Judaism is to be blamed. Not the anti-Semitism which is let in, and that the government let in those immigrants knowingly and purposely in order to de-Judaize and demoralize the country, but of course the evil xenophobe Israelis, and of course the Haredi vermin.